Don't forget to check the RSI.
Don't forget to check the RSI. Oh my god.
The one thing you like.
Chris, no, it's my boy. He always like jokes about that shit. What's up, Chris? What's going on, guys? Let's wait a couple minutes for everybody to join in. If you guys can, right, just put in the chat the ticker you want and the time frame that you're looking at. It'll help me help you guys, right? So let me know if you're looking at scalp, swing, just what you're looking at. What's up, Chris? Nothing much, man. Just getting ready for this week. Should be pretty crazy. So this is futures right now, guys. We're looking at ES. This is basically S&P 500, okay? So this is basically where SPY's going to basically be opening. So when it's at 34.39 right now, or when it changes in right now, it's at 34.40, right? Basically that means SPY will be at roughly 344. So futures, S&P 500 futures are always going to be roughly divided by 10 of whatever ES is at. So at 9:38, at 9:29 a.m., whatever, at 5:59 a.m. before pre-market opens, the next minute, whatever ES is at, that's where SPY is going to be. But let's dive into this right away, guys. Let's pull up some charts. I know you guys are firing off already. Solo on the daily. All right, cool. So I'm going to go over the technicals, and then I'll also do with you guys some of the fundamentals that I know about a lot of these stocks. So I know Solo, they do a lot of EV parts. I think they're, I'm not sure which parts of the cars they make, but I know they basically are one of the companies that manufactures a lot of the parts for any of the electric vehicle companies. So they're always going to be relevant. I'm not sure how many shares are out there, to be honest. They have a pretty decent market cap, 169 million. Nothing crazy though. Very cheap stock, so it's good to accumulate shares, but it's easy to play options also. Anyway, back to the technicals. So immediately, what can we see? Kind of ran up with a lot of the EV stocks recently, right? And then we saw a big dip in a lot of the EV stocks like Tesla. NIO finally pulled back a little bit as well, right? So, of course, we're going to see a lot of these manufacturers pull back also. So just looking at the chart here, it is definitely a good area for a buy zone. Obviously, we had a hammer, almost a hammer off of this area as well, around 250, right? So we could be looking at a type of dip here. If we take a fib from the bottom, I'm sure we're right along the GP. So yeah, we closed right here in the golden pocket also, right? So this will be a good area to look into it this week. Now I will say this week is going to be pretty crazy, guys. Huge earnings with a bunch of companies. I'll pull it up real quick just so you guys can see before I go on. One second. All right, so here's the earnings we have this week, guys. It's insane. Twilio, Chegg, Alphabet, 3M, Pfizer, Microsoft, AMD, Enphase, Cat, Raytheon, FSIV, UPS, Boeing, Fastly, Pinterest, Etsy, Gilead, Shopify, Amazon, Twitter, Facebook, Moderna, Activision, Spotify, Starbucks, Overstock, Apple, Kraft Heinz, Exxon, ABBV, Chevron, Honeywell. This is like JetBlue. We have like one of the biggest weeks ever right now. So keep that in mind, that the market's going to react to a lot of what's going on currently with a lot of these earnings, especially the tech industry, okay? Anyway, so Solo looks good here. I'd wait for definitely a push back above, 272 or so, somewhere in this area, just to make sure that we get above, right? The previous rejection zone that we have, right? So you want to see a daily close somewhere above 280 or so, hopefully. But Solo looks pretty good. I think Tesla and NIO, I don't know about NIO. NIO's had a pretty big run up, just to show you guys, obviously. But it did bounce off 2650, right, after we had another gap up. So I'd look for some longs in the EV space, especially with Tesla at this area, right? It had a pretty big dip to almost the 400 level, and then we see it bounced off the previous support it had at 407 also. Closed above, this is my 50 DMA. So if we see a close back above the 20, maybe we'll get some momentum up. But again, it's going to be held down really hard around 450 445. So until we break above there, you might not see a big run in Tesla itself, but I figured I'd just clear up some of the EV guys while I'm doing them. But we're kind of holding this trend line still on the way up, right? So, right, kind of bounce there as well. So we'll see what happens. And then remember, pretty much easy, besides this day, because this was, I believe there was a news catalyst that pushed us up here. If we see another close above 460 or so, it should definitely push to all-time highs. That's where I'll be looking to build a nice swing for 1 to 2 weeks or something on Tesla. Anyway, okay, AMD. Sorry, I won't take as much time on each stock, but I like to talk about the EVs. AMD, okay, so everybody knows, whatever group you're in with me, guys, we've been trying to get AMD for quite a while long, but we're either getting decayed or we get these little sharp drops with tech, right? AMD, again, just for a background, for those who don't know, they were acquiring a company, LXNX. They announced it, I believe, on October 8th or 9th. That's why we had this sharp drop the next day on October 9th. When a company acquires another company, whatever one is doing the purchasing, in this case AMD, they're going to usually have a drop. And that reason is because usually the terms of the deal aren't outlined yet. Also, they're having usually a lot of money come out of pocket, so their cash flow is going to be much lower. So until the deal is completed and you see some life come from the actual acquisition, the company's always going to take a dip. Now, inversely, obviously, the other company will take a big move up, which you can see here, right? On October 9th, stock shot up 14%. Huge move up, okay? So that's what you can expect, but we'll have to see what happens with the deal. It's not really inked and set in stone yet. Anyway, where are we on AMD? It was a good spot to go long on AMD.
Perfect GP.
Because literally what I just did. Alex here too, guys. He's across from me, so he might chime in. But anyway, we had a reversal, not yesterday, on Thursday, right? We had a nice reversal candle right in the GP. As we can see right here in the golden zone, right, guys? I've told everyone numerous times, always look for bounces in the GP on the daily, especially on a lot of these momentum stocks on a run up, okay? So if you see a reversal in the golden pocket, followed up by a nice strong bullish candle the next day, which we saw, more volume here as well, it's usually going to mean what? Hopefully continuation. Now we do have right here, right, a little bit of a trend line, so we do need to close above this. If we do close above 83, I am going to most likely size up a little bit into our position, but we currently are in a swing in all the groups I think I posted or posted even on Twitter, a free play, I believe. So everybody should be up a little bit, but if we have a bullish day on AMD from here, we should go back to those highs around 88 or so, hopefully in the next few days. So we'll see. Also, we have earnings though. Remember, earnings are on what day? Oh, earnings are on Tuesday after the close. So we'll see what happens. I think AMD will have a strong earnings. A lot of people have been upgrading their computers, different things. AMD also has a couple chip deals. So AMD, again, took a little bit more time, but that's one of my favorite stocks, if not in my top 3. PLTR, all right, Palantir. So I don't know too much about this company. I'm going to be honest, there's not much for me to work with. They just IPO'd less than a month ago. So this isn't a play that I like to take, personally. We haven't really broken out of this little downtrend that we have here, right? We tried on Thursday, and then it got rejected immediately when it opened up at about the same level. So until you see a clear break out of this zone, then maybe. But again, I don't know too much about this company. With IPOs, you have to be really careful. So I'm going to just stay away from this one personally. If you want, you can play, somewhere in this zone, but to me, I wouldn't long until a break above $10 personally. Snap. Okay. So I saw a lot of people trying to short Snap. Why are you trying to short Snap? There's nothing about these charts that says short Snap, guys. This is a simple retrace on the day after they got after their earnings and the upgrades, right? And then we had a push up. So it rejected the previous highs at 39 or so. Just made a higher low, right? This is a higher low here, right? Compared to our previous low. And then we continued up, okay? Now, there's no reason to short until you see some type of reversal on the daily, right? The daily is always going to be the strongest, guys. If you're scalping it intraday, then of course maybe use the 5-minute, 15-minute chart. You might be able to catch a good move. But we had a huge push up on Snap because what happened on their earnings. Snap is one of the only companies that I've heard of that said they're probably going to look at seeing 50% year-over-year growth for Q4 during COVID. Crazy. So, obviously some companies like Zoom, those guys, they've already seen a huge run up. But to see Snap, a company that, wasn't really solidified as doing well for quite a while, be able to say that and come out, it's going to be extremely bullish. I'm not even sure if we've seen all the analyst upgrades yet, but it definitely verifies this move up, right? It makes sense. It's already up almost 50% since earnings. Definitely look for some type of reversal at this level. There should be a sharp pullback. But again, until we see it, there's nothing to even look for right now. So again, play Snap intraday. Do not look to short it, just based on its high or RSI is overbought here. Do not do that, guys. Okay? Nothing to say here. We just have to watch it day to day. Again, it could keep, when you have a bullish close like this, still high volume at high of day, and it closes at the high of day, it can see a continuation. So we'll just have to see. Nothing really to say here, not really anything to chart. Already missed the extension and everything, but if you're swinging it, I would trim and of course, hold some with a stop. Apple. All right. So Apple was a nice play the other week, right? I actually had this drawn out, and I think we took some Apple calls from around this 104 area or so to about 110. I think we closed them out. But Apple had their event the other week, right? Whenever Apple has an event, it usually pumps up into the event, and then the event happens, and what happens? Boom, you dump down. So we usually see a dump on Apple following any iPhone news or press release that they have. And historically, Apple always will rise up above whatever the high was previously within the next 30 to 60 days. So around that 45-day mark, guys. So I would look for longs on Apple around this 115 level. Why? Well, let me get rid of this. We see here what? We see here that we have a strong amount of shares purchased at this level. This is previously where we had another breakout zone when we went towards all-time highs, right? So we can see this right here, right? Now, not only this, but this is where we have our VPOC. Now, that's going to be where the highest number of shares are purchased. Now, if you are above this red line on VPOC, that means that you are using that red line as a support. It usually will be where there's going to be an accumulation of more shares. Hopefully, buyers will step in and you'll see a big bounce from this level. So, what can you look for? Well, if we're playing this trend line here, same thing, right? We're hopefully going to get some type of bounce in this range. Again, if we took this low, right, our previous low to high, same thing. We're in the golden pocket, right? Right at the bottom of it, roughly, but it lines up with what? Our trend line. So it looks pretty good. Again, right now, you can see on the right there, guys, right here, futures are down a little bit, but they're bouncing. Honestly, it doesn't matter, futures, until we see a China reaction. So the China open is around like 9:30. So we'll see what happens around then. And then, of course, London, they open around 3 a.m., 2 a.m. or so. So we'll see what happens. All right. But I like Apple here, as long as we have a green open tomorrow, okay? PayPal. Oh, and again, guys, Apple has earnings too, right? Remember, Apple has earnings on Thursday. So be wary playing a lot of these stocks. Be wary holding through earnings. Nobody knows what's going to happen, okay? Just make sure you guys are playing safe. PayPal looks good as well. They had a huge surge on that crypto news. Alec loved that, right?
I did.
Yeah. So what we have on PayPal now is actually a back test of the trend line, a perfect back test right now, okay? We broke out of this zone on that news, right, about crypto. I don't know if you guys looked into it at all, but I think, what did they say?
Basically, they're just going to allow people to buy and sell as well as hold cryptocurrency.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, PayPal's gonna essentially be an exchange for just purchasing.
And
Right.
I believe that in a little after that, you'll be able to use crypto to buy products.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So yeah, maybe they'll allow PayPal to be used to buy products with crypto, guys, on your wallet straight from PayPal. Obviously, it's going to be one of the biggest payment providers that's out there, right? Payment services. So if people are able to process with crypto via PayPal, it'll be taken as something that's going to be pushing, obviously, crypto higher and the stock, because then they'll be able to make revenue off of that as well. Anyway. So we have a back test of this trend line, right? We bounced off, this is my 20 EMA on the daily. Again, what was our previous resistance? Right here, right? So where do we bounce? That same level, right, guys? And this is always what you want to do. You always want to look back and see where your zones were, right? Literally right here, same thing. So when you break out, if you ever have a strong bounce at that range, it usually indicates that you're going to hopefully make a bounce from here. So we can look at something like this, right? Whoops. Zoom out a little bit. Right, we could possibly see something like this and then like that, right? Back to the highs. So we'll see what happens. PayPal also has earnings, but they're not this week. They are next week, I believe. Yeah, I think they're next week. Sometimes this date on the bottom isn't right. So look for something like this on PayPal. Perfect back test, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. But if it breaks back down, where can we see another chance to buy? Probably in this zone right here, right? 192. Again, VPOC, right? Right down here. Okay. Cool. INTC, bruh, can you play my new track on this? Sorry, man. We can only play like instrumentals. Okay. So I was posting this everywhere too, guys. Wait for some confirmation. Again, it probably was a good risk to reward here to just definitely to buy shares, in my opinion, at least, on Intel at this level. Why? Well, this is the previous lows, right? These are literally the August lows that we had, end of July, August lows, right? Terrible earnings, down 11, almost 12%, I think, at the lows. So you can look for a bounce around here, but I prefer to wait for the next day just because this might just be a little bit of relief buying during the day. You can see on the hourly here, right? We might just literally reject this zone again at like 48.30, 44.40, 48.40, excuse me, where it opened up, and you can see a push back down to the lows. So do not just buy again because they had a bad earnings and it's low. Intel is not doing that well compared to AMD, compared to NVDA. So you got to have a little bit of market knowledge with a lot of these stocks, guys, because you have to realize who's outperforming who in what industry, right? So I just watch it for right now. Again, share accumulation good here. Calls, you could go for some leaps maybe around this level, but again, I am going to probably be waiting to add into a sizable position at least until we see some confirmation, right? We could even see something like this, right? It comes back to retest VPOC and then breaks back down, and we might chop around this range until we get some news. So who knows? Oops. All right. Solo on daily. We already did solo. Can you help explain the indicators you use? I want to swing trade options. Yeah, so all I use personally, I don't use RSI. A lot of people will say, RSI will, show you when something's oversold, overbought, etc., overextended. I think it's a fear indicator personally. I'll turn it on here and there, but the best indicator you can use is just candlesticks and price action, guys. The best indicator, really, actual indicator, is volume. You want to see volume come with any of the moves that you guys are making. If you see a breakout on a stock, right? If there's little volume on it, what could it be? It could be a fake out. They could just be getting ready to dump on you, right? Also, what you can see is if it's little volume at a buy zone like this, right? Now we can't really see the buy volume here. Now we can go to the hourly on INTC, same thing, right? Obviously, the dump's going to have huge sell-off volume. We do see a little bit of good buying volume towards the end of the day, so it doesn't look bad. Again, we're just waiting for one more day. But what you guys want to do is use strictly candlesticks and volume as your main indicator personally. That's what I at least think. Now, in addition to that, you're always going to want to use some type of MAs and EMAs, right? For me and for most traders and institutions, really, you want to use what the institutions are using. So they're all going to be using the 200-day moving average, just from that red line here. That is, like, hands down, always going to be something you guys need to have on your charts. Personally, I don't see why anyone would ever not have it. You'll see it come into play in multiple zones. Now, in this stock, not exactly the best, but you can see here, on the first drop Intel had, right? So I'll bounce at this zone, and then where did we get rejected? Right at the 200-day moving average. Anytime you have a cross above it, or if you retrace to it, you'll usually see a reaction here, like you can see here, right? Same thing, kind of bounced right around it as well. If you see a dip below it, you'll usually see so we dip below it here, right? You'll see a retrace to it and then a dump again. You'll see some trouble closing above it for a few days here as well, until we get a catalyst or something to push it up. So that's the 200-day. 50-day moving average is my yellow line. I also use that. And then for momentum, I use the 20 EMA. Now, I don't use the 20 EMA too much on the daily. It's pretty good on the daily, though. But I mostly use the 20 for scalping on the 5-minute or the 15-minute time frame for the most part. And also, I use visible range. Again, what this was is the highest number of shares. This is basically the volume of shares traded at this price. So, for instance, right here, right? The highest, this red line coming out, this is where the highest number of shares were traded, which is at 49.29. So that means the largest number of shares were either bought or sold, traded, because when you buy, obviously someone's selling. The highest number of shares were traded at that price. Next zone would be right here, right, at 51.68. Next zone would be here at 59.54, and it changes as you go back in time, right, because now we have more data. We're looking at more days of data here. So what do we see? The next level again right here is still, it's a little bit lower now, right? It's 47.84 because now we're looking at this data. Okay, so that's what I use personally to trade, but of course the best will always be price action, candle closes, and volume. Okay, right? Anything else? What would you say?
About
best indicator? Did you hear that?
No, guys. You know me.
Price action.
Price action. Price action. Price action.
That's what I said.
there is no indicator that's going to make you rich. You need to master price action. It's the only, that and volume are the only two live indicators in this market.
Exactly.
Market structure. I did a video on market structure tutorial Tuesday number 1. If you want to watch it.
Yeah, we have another video, guys. Go on the channel. Go to watch Alex's video on market structure, okay? He kind of goes over that as well, price action and what to look for. It'll really help you guys. But again, combining that with volume is pretty much the best thing you can do. Anyway, let's get back into it. Check it out. That's probably one of the best videos you can watch just starting out. All right, DraftKings. I like DraftKings. We're in DraftKings right now. Now, we are chopping a little bit, but that's good. It's good to have a little bit of consolidation, especially when SPY's been dumping recently, right, guys? So if we see consolidation on DraftKings right around this zone, right, and we've been outlining this zone for quite a while, right, the $42 zone, I think that we will see a run up. Now, this isn't going to be the safest position or safest stock to play, right, because you are always going to be susceptible to what? Football game cancellations, more COVID news in sports, right? Now we have basketball over, so if we lose football, it's pretty rough. We still have some MMA fights going on, different things, right? Which is good, but you're going to want some of these headlines to hopefully be positive. You don't want to see any negative headlines, so you always have to be wary of that as well. But again, this is a good zone for DraftKings. I like it here, right? We take it all the way. Whoops. We take this entire. If you take this entire move, pretty much, we are sitting in the GP here. If you take it from the real lows here, it's the same thing, still in about the 666 in the middle. But if you take that previous low here, right, we're sitting right at a bounce above the 707, which is again a bounce where right on this zone, right? But anyway, we are in from right around here. I think we're about break even on this swing, right? I think we have a next week contract for 44 or 43. I'm not too sure. But we don't need a big move up, right? We are seeing some nice consolidation. We just don't want to see what? We don't want to see this be some type of bear flag that goes like this, right? And then dumps down. So hopefully we will see a move up, a back test here, and then a move back to where? Probably to retest. It'll probably reject somewhere around the 50-day moving average. But we want our 20-day EMA to hopefully curl down, meet us here, and then curl back up with us, okay? On some strong price action. All right, we did AMD. eBay, okay, eBay. All right, I already posted this, I think. I love this play. This was great on Thursday. Now, what do we have? A hammer in, again, I already charted this out, so it's great. A hammer in the golden pocket, right, of the swing high to swing low. Great play. And you can see here, what happened the last time this happened? Look, same thing. Look, we can, let's take this off, right? Look, same exact situation happened here. Now, on this particular candle right here, right, on this dump, I wouldn't really look to actually buy in the GP here. You could do a small position, but there's no actual confirmation of a bounce happening here. So this would be a very speculative GP long, the previous one. But this one that we have right now is good because why? We have a hammer, right? Closing in the golden pocket. So we had it followed up by what? A strong move the next day, like we said, and now hopefully we're going to close above our 20 EMA and 50-day moving average. If the 20 can cross up above the 50, we should see momentum, and then we should see price run to at least where? Probably the top of this range right here, right? Doesn't seem like a lot, but it's about 2% here. But if we can get a breakout here, where can we see? Probably to the next level at 56 or so. And then I imagine we'll do something like that. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, bearish scenarios can be this, right? And we could break down all the way down to here, previous zone as well. But we'll see what happens. My boy, what's good? You going crazy with that mouse? Yeah, sorry, I'm bugging out over here with it. There's a lot. You got to move around all these time frames, and you got to look at the right data, especially depending on what chart you're on, right? Let's see. We already did INTC, guys. Twilio. Love this stock. Twilio, this was, I think we said this in our admin chat. We were pissed we missed this the other day. This was a perfect level to buy at. Same type of scenario that we keep showing you guys, right? Our previous resistance turn support. This 290 level held really, 288, 290 level, right? Held really well. Now, what did we see following a bounce from there? A strong bullish close, but again, what do we have here? Hopefully it looks like a break. Let's look on the hourly. Let's lower it down a little bit here, right? And we can see that we clearly had a breakout, right? We kind of came back. You can see right here, right? We came back, and same thing as what chart did we just do? Whatever chart we just did before with the same thing where we just back tested the trend line, right? And we bounced back on the back test right here, and now we're making another move up when we close above the 20 on the hourly. So hopefully we see a strong move on the daily again following this. But Twilio has earnings when? Tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow after the close. So depends if you're bullish or bearish on that. Remember, a lot of these cloud companies, guys, right? Everyone thinks they're doing great, but they might not have good guidance going into the next quarter or two, okay? So be wary. Yeah, let's see what else. Spotify. You guys keep asking for INTC. We already did that. When I post this, you could rewind and watch it again, all right, guys? Okay, Spotify. I'm not in this. I like the chart a lot. It's a nice, steady uptrend here, right? Or pretty much just kind of trending up. I can't really draw a direct line, really, right? Something like this, though. Looks great. I mean, it's a huge green day on Friday. We had a 4.5, almost 4.25 move up. Okay, we broke out of what our little kind of pennant we had here, a little flag, right? So what we can see now on Spotify is most likely some type of rejection where. Same thing as we always do, guys, right? We're going to take our previous highs here. We saw a strong rejection here back in July, okay? This was a big run up on that Joe Rogan news, I think, back in June. But anyway, we saw another rejection here in September. So what can see us propel above this level? Earnings, again, earnings Thursday. So this week's really going, I don't want you guys to swing too much. Try to play like the hourly charts or 15-minute, because earnings are just always going to be a gamble, okay? So just be wary. Again, I just have to keep emphasizing that. You have to be wary with earnings. But what can we see? Well, I'd imagine at least, Monday, again, if we're green tomorrow, probably see a move like this. I don't expect us to push above this level pre-earnings. So you can see some type of chop around here. Maybe we'll come up to retest again this trend line, right? Whoops. Or maybe we'll do something like this, right? Break down and then push up. But I expect price will not be above 293 or 294 pre-earnings, so before Thursday. So keep that in mind. So what does that give you? It gives you about a 5% window for a move up, okay? If you see a bullish scenario play out in the morning. CGC, love this. Okay, cool. So CGC has had a huge run up. Why? Because Biden has been doing well in the polls. We all know if the Biden administration wins the election, we probably will see some type of bill passed legalizing marijuana, right? So what are we going to see? We're going to see CGC pop. We're going to see Tilray, ABBV. What else? Am I missing one?
You say Afria?
Yeah. Afria? Which one's that? What's that?
That's like a Canadian company.
Yeah.
It's doing quite well though.
I don't know. Yeah, but those are the main ones, right? My favorite weed stock is CGC. So anyway, where are we having a trouble time right now? In this zone right here, right? Same thing. As always, we're going to take our previous levels, okay? Now, what did we see after we saw the first couple debates? Nice move up, right? Because again, Biden was doing well in the polls. This stock is going to really depend on the election. So be wary again at these levels. Unfortunately, again, guys, this is a week where you kind of literally have to just take it day to day. It's not really too many good swings. I don't want anybody swinging. Personally, I'm barely swinging anything either, besides something that's an ideal setup for me. Just because next week literally is election day, right? It's going to be the final result, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, what you can see here on a Trump win. Now, Trump isn't necessarily against cannabis or weed stocks or legalizing it at all. He's just not as pro as Biden. So I don't know if we'll see a deep pullback on a Trump win, right? But you can see something like this, rejection back down, and then we kind of have to see what happens here based on price action. But if you do see a Biden win, we can see a move back to where most likely around 24 range or so. Okay. Either way, good time to accumulate shares. I like CGC. It's my favorite out of all of the weed stock companies. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying down here. All right, cool. You just keep calling them out. Awesome. Anyway, so let me scroll back up. Fastly. Fastly got pop smoked, right? Jeez. D-Day also happened for Fastly, guys. This is another infotech stock, so that's why you gotta be weary into earnings with a lot of these stocks. Everybody thought they were crushing it. Everybody thought they were crushing it so hard. Now, why did we see a drop here on August 6th? I think it was this the TikTok days? I'm pretty sure Fastly has like the TikTok contract. I'm trying to remember. I always forget if it's Fastly or someone else. I'm trying to remember. But one of these infotech, they have a TikTok contract. So if TikTok is banned in the US, they're going to lose 20% of all of their revenue. So I think that's why they had a sharp drop in the beginning of September here. This was earnings here, and then this was the September drop. Yeah, this was it. But where did we see price bounce on that TikTok news? Same thing here, right? Now, this is going to be the fourth time that we are retesting this level. Again, we had a nice close. Let me move this. We had some volume, right? Where is the R to R on this trade? It's most likely going to be long, but if it does have a bad ER, where is our next support zone? It's not until we get back down here, right? So where can we probably see a bounce? Right at the 200-day moving average, okay? So earnings for Fastly are on Wednesday. Watch that, okay? Nothing really to say there. Again, if you want to play long into earnings, maybe you think that there'll be an upset to the upside this time, maybe. You could try that, but again, be wary of that TikTok news. I'm pretty sure it is Fastly. Don't quote me on that one. 200 viewers, damn, yeah, awesome. Loving it, guys. Wealth Squad, hell yeah, Mahid. What platform is this? This is trading. You can see at the top. This is TradingView. I think it's the best charting software that's around. I think it's the cleanest. Pretty much all of our team use it for the most part. And you can share the charts very easy, publish ideas, different things. Amgen. Oh God, don't mention this one. So they had their. I was in Amgen from like I've been in Amgen in this whole range. Like here, roughly 240 to like 260. I've been in this, and it's just been chopping me forever. And then, just when you think it's going to make a move out of this range here, right? Right here, guys, right? 260. We saw a nice move up. Hopefully, we're gonna break above this wick here, right? Blow past 260 and see all-time highs again. The next day, they come out with news that they're stopping continuation of one of their drugs, the trials for their drugs, or that it failed or something. So they saw a huge pullback. They were down almost 7%. Continued down 1.5%. Now, where did we see a bounce? Again, guys, we saw a reversal candle here. Lines up with what? Our support zone, right here. And we saw a little dead cat bounce. But again, when there's a healthcare company like this, like Amgen, or any of these biotechs that are coming out with drugs, if they have failed trials, it's like D-Day for them. Until there's a good news catalyst, you don't want to buy. Now, you could take a speculative long again into earnings if you wanted to, if you're bullish on maybe the money they got for doing some of this stuff, and they are doing coronavirus research as well. You could, swing high to swing low here. You are in the GP kind of, but again, I wouldn't play it. They have earnings on, where is it? I know it's on here somewhere, I think. I'm blind right now. But 27th, so that's... 28th, excuse me. So that's on Wednesday. Okay? So, again, I'd wait till after earnings just to confirm your direction. Workhorse, same thing as like Solo. I like Workhorse a lot better, though. I think they're the ones who really are providing a lot of the parts specifically to Tesla. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that one either, but I'm pretty sure as well. Now, we saw a big run on Workhorse with the same exact thing, right? Let's pull up a double chart here. All right, let's pull up Tesla, and you can see on the daily. Let me get rid of all this. So, and let me close that. Okay. So, you can see my cursor. When I'm on one day, it'll be on the other day for the other stock, okay? What can we see on Workhorse? Well, Workhorse, this is kind of when Tesla had its first breakout. You can see on the left side here, right? Now watch the right as well as we continue to trend up. We see a move up in Tesla, and we start to get a breakout in Workhorse as well. Now, where did Tesla kind of see a dump after their split, which is common? It had a huge run up into the split, but after it made a move back down to the 50, and again, where did we retest? This previous zone, right? Again, this is the type of plays you guys want to look for. Retraces back to previous highs after a blow off the top, okay? Workhorse then continued up huge with Tesla from here, topping out at just about the same day, rejected back down right around the same time also, trended up, and then now we're kind of in like a chop zone, right? We're in a chop zone here, chop zone for Tesla. Now, Workhorse did see a rejection. I'm not sure why this day was extremely bad for Workhorse, but let's pull up the full chart anyway. Anyway, where are we at on Workhorse? So, Workhorse, I believe it looks like we're in the GP. Same thing, right? Boom, boom. Yeah, right here. Workhorse looks good too because why? We're in the golden pocket, right? The golden pocket, you take your swing low to your swing high, okay? And you're going to be able to see where you possibly get a bounce. When your GP lines up with your previous resistance zone now turns support, right? That's going to be a good area to take a long, guys. Okay. So watch it here. But again, this can be a dead cat bounce. You can see something like this, right? Back to retest like to 20. And then a dump back down to where? Probably around this level, if not down here, right? Otherwise, what we can see is like this. Hopefully a move up, retest the 20. The 20 will probably be around here, and then a continuation up, all right? So 2 scenarios there, everybody. Oh, shit. GPS. Gap. Wow. Why isn't anyone telling me about Gap? What the hell?
Is it the Kanye thing?
No, but look, type in GPS. What a chart. Easy. Look at this. I mean, this trend line's as easy as it gets.
GPS.
Look at the GPS. Take a look. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful move up, right? Easy rejections.
I mean, it looks like it's going to keep on going.
We're just in a channel pretty much here, guys. As you can see, what's going on, right?
Flagging.
Now, you know, you kind of would have wanted to see a break here, but what do you have? You have your right here, right? So that's why we kind of rejected here. We didn't go up to the top until we saw earnings, right? So anyway, let's continue this. Go up, same thing, down, up. So what can we expect here? Well, now we're at this level, right? Before we saw a drop. This is a good spot for puts, possibly. Then where? To the bottom of the range. And it's just probably going to keep doing what it's doing here, guys. Going in this channel up and up and up until we get to this. Now, this zone right here is going to be before the company really started to kind of go to shit, in my opinion, at least. Right around here is where we saw like a significant downtrend, right? So this will be a key area, $24 or so. 25 most likely will be a strong rejection level. But I wouldn't buy here, right? We want to play this channel. Let me get rid of some of these. Okay, we want to play at the bottom of this channel, right? Because that's where it's bouncing every time. Or the middle of the channel if you see some type of bullish price action, okay? So watch that. But again, draw your zones from the previous daily levels, okay, guys? Amgen, we did Amgen. Apple, we did Apple. Pin? I think you mean pins. I think you mean pins, yeah. You probably mean pins. Pins. So, hold on 2 seconds, guys. Give me 2 seconds here. All right, pins. So pins we saw what? Pins we saw a big move up. Now that was following the Snap news. Every social media stock or pins, Facebook, Snap. What else was there? You remember? Pins, Snap, Facebook, Twitter. I don't know what other one, but all the social media stocks got a huge pump up on that Snap news. Why? Because any stock that's just like Snap, if they're reporting a 50% year-over-year growth, obviously, hopefully, Pinterest is going to post the same type of growth for earnings, right? So Pins has earnings on the 28th. Again, guys, Wednesday. I am not a buyer here. If you want to swing it into earnings, I would do something like a put credit spread or something if you're bullish. But it already had a pretty big run up from the Snap play, so it might be priced in a bit. So just be careful. Nothing here for Pins for me. On a pullback, I will look to long this though. Hopefully back where at this gap fill at 45, 46. Okay, that's where I would look to long on a bad earnings. So Snap is great for leaps or long term. Yeah, I think Snap is, but you want to.
I mean, you're just gonna need to wait for a pullback.
Yeah, wait for a pullback, like we went over, right? We want to see some type of pullback on Snap. We'll go back to Snap. I mean, honestly, I don't think it'll ever go back to $30 if that's the news. If the news is true, because.
But now's not the time to buy.
Yeah, just in general, now's not the time to buy, guys. If you want to take, a long on this, you want to wait for a retrace back to 38, something like that, at least, hopefully. But you want to enter on a pullback. Do not enter at the top. I'm catching up on the chat, so as I'm scrolling down, you guys are asking questions about what I'm going over. Sorry. What's up with UPS? UPS, we were in this too. Unfortunately, got decayed to shit. Right, we're holding this level, but we're also rejecting this level, right? So it's kind of just in its own little sideways channel here, right? Just bouncing up and down, right, in this zone until what? Earnings, which are on Wednesday also. On a bad earnings, where do we go? Probably back to here, right? Back to the 50, something like that, down to 165. If it's terrible, back down to 156, 159. Otherwise, what we can hopefully see is some type of breakout of this little sideways move we have, right? So we could see a potential upside move. I think if it has a good earnings, we'll blow past 180. Probably we'll see 184 or so, something like that. But on a bad earnings, again, where are we looking for it to go? 165 or into the 160 level, high 150s. Okay. Nothing much on BPS. I'm pissed that it didn't break out here at 178. I was in a swing here, so. Yeah, just wait for the earnings on this guy, I think. We did Amgen already. We did Spotify. We did Apple. We did Workhorse. We did UPS. Oh, we hit it. We hit the subs. We did.
So tell everyone.
Oh, so we hit 1,000 subs during this stream. So Alec, clip this part. Write it down. We're like 48 minutes in. All right, write it down. We hit 1,000 subs, so we're giving away $1,000. All right, so we're gonna post the giveaway on our Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. I'll post the links everywhere for you guys, and we'll show you guys how to enter. So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Alec appreciates it too.
Thank you, guys. We'll make a video tomorrow of the details. There'll be a couple entries, and then we'll give away 1,000. Maybe I'll even add some little prize to that.
Oh shit.
Maybe.
All right. If crypto hits 14K, Alec will add in with us. All right, guys. Anyway, all right. eBay, we did eBay. Just subscribe. Thanks, Angelique. Appreciate it. What time frame do you use when using the VPOC? Whatever. I use VPOC on every time frame. It just depends. It doesn't matter really what time frame. It's whatever type of chart you're playing, guys. eBay we did. You guys keep saying the same thing. eBay, Amgen we did. Neo we kind of went over a little bit. Neo looks all right here, right? We saw a hammer at the previous lows, kind of like flagging out, right, on the daily here. Nice retrace back to this zone. But again, careful with Neo. I would wait to long it until we break out of this trend line or something here. Okay. But again, we do have a nice little floor here, so we'll see what happens. Watch a break to the upside or a move to the downside here. Nothing crazy on Neo. I wouldn't personally be buying around this level. I thought there was going to be a bigger reaction off Tesla, but we didn't see a big move on that either, right? Healthcare, Amgen. We did Amgen. Spotify. We did Spotify.
It's for people who came late.
I know. I'm messing with you guys. We did it though, guys. I'll just rewind the video later. Spotify we did. eBay we did. Peloton. Did we do Peloton?
I think you did.
I think I did Peloton. No, I don't think I did. No, I didn't do Peloton. I think I just read it before. This is like crazy. So this is a good pullback kind of, but I think it'll go deeper. So Peloton had a huge move up. If you guys don't know, Peloton, they make that like bike at home, the workout at home bike, right? And it kind of has like an iPad built in on the front of it. And it goes for like 2K or something like that. Or $3,000. And it comes with like a personal trainer that you do workouts with and different things. I don't know. I don't have one. But huge move to the, just throughout COVID, right? COVID lows, $18. Where are we at now? $122. Insane move from the lows to the highs. 708% move. Right now we're up 600%. So these aren't stocks that I like to play. Honestly, unless I'm in some type of swing or I see some type of strong breakout, right? So if we see like a breakout here, all right, this was nice, right? Of this triangle, right? Breakout to the upside. Until we get back to like this level, personally, I'm not a buyer. Now you could say maybe off of the 20 EMA here, a little bit of a move down, But any bullish news on states opening or coronavirus cures, etc., you're going to see a dump, most likely in Peloton. Just because, what does that mean? More people are going to go to the gyms. People aren't going to be working at home as much. Okay. I personally will not be looking to play long on this until we either get to this area or if we take, the move up, GP of the move up until maybe around like 110 or so. But I'd have to see some real bullish price action, hopefully consolidation around there. Do you have a course? I'm lost. We are going to have a course coming out. We have a guide right now. We're just redoing it for you guys, so that will be on our site soon. We are doing an in-person training in Los Angeles in 2 weeks. So a little bit over 2 weeks. So we're doing it November, 14th?
14th to the 16th.
November 14th to the 16th in LA. We're going to be posting it on our socials soon also, guys. But that will be for about, maybe 20 people max. I think 15 or so. We'll see what happens with that. But we're going to be posting details on that soon if you guys did want to come in person. Otherwise, we will have a course coming out. Anyway, Guild, they had good news. They had good news on Thursday afternoon. Let's look at the hourly, right? Show you guys. They had they got one of their drugs approved, but it's funny because whenever these coronavirus drugs, get any positive catalyst, they just get sold off. They almost all are getting sold off. So what did we see? And these are the yellow areas are after hours, guys. That's the after hours move. We saw a move on Guild from the lows after hours to a push where, again, same thing, right? Previous resistance. Where did it dump? Now this is a good spot to accumulate again shares, because if they had a good positive news and it got sold off, back to the previous level, if there's something that follows up that news, it will most likely go to where? That previous rejection zone again. But if there's more confirmation, maybe buyers will be more confident, institutions as well. You could see a move up. So let's look at the daily where we're at again. Daily level, this will be a key level. Also, where did it reject? I mean, it's clear as day here, right? Whoops. You could take that, but probably more so here. Yep. It's trend line here, okay? Same thing. Why did it bounce here? Again, buy zone here, rejected. This level here, which is at our trend line, right? Also, where do we have above this? The 50-day moving average, okay? What is the name of the indicator for that? I don't know what you're talking about, Ivan. Post it in the chat again, man. CGC daily, please. We did CGC, King Leo. Just rewind back, man, when we repost this, all right? That's what you use for trading. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Sorry. Bollinger Bands. I used to use Bollinger Bands, but to be honest, all Bollinger Bands do is they squeeze at. I mean, to me, I use them for the squeeze at low volatility areas, and they usually show a big move is coming. But you can kind of just see that with price action.
Or
so,
you also, if how do you use
them? I turn them off.
Yeah, the way I used to use them too is if they're really tight, it's like very choppy. There's not a lot of liquidity, low volume, so you should avoid trading until we break out one of the sides.
Yeah, and you can also if you see a rejection off the top of a Bollinger Band on like a higher time frame, usually it'll run to the mid or something like that too. I don't use them anymore. Again, the least amount of indicators is the best, guys, because you want to focus on price action and volume. Okay? Does anyone have like a group chat on GroupMate? Nope. We don't, at least. Bollinger Bands, yeah, which one over it? Thoughts on Lux Algo? I don't use Lux Algo. Wayfair. I don't want to talk about this. I hate this stock. You want to know why? Because we bought it at 50-something bucks, and we had an expiration for like April or like the end of March. Obviously, coronavirus screwed us, but what happened right after that? Woo! This is crazy. 1,500% $326 move from the lows to the highs. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Anyway, I'll do it. I'm just kidding. I'm going to do the chart. Actually is decent, right? We're finally getting some type of pullback. I wish I caught this short, but who wants to short this chart, right? Not many. At least, I wouldn't at least, right? So what do we have here now? We have an apex coming, right? Right around here, an apex legendary breakout. All right, so what can we see here? Move to the upside, and something has to happen in this area, guys. Now, will it be a push back to this level? Who knows? Will it be a push back down to this level here? Who knows? Now, how do we play this? This is a reversal candle where off of these, off of the bottom of this trend line, right? So I'd be playing bullish here, but as soon as it closes below this trend line, we flip short, right? And then what's our target? This box right here, 234, 235, 240 zone. Let's see, what else? Hey, can you do... Wow, here you go, Alec. TA for Ethereum. Go ahead. I'll let you do that. Well, just screenshot a chart and do it.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'll let you talk. I'm going to do one while you do that, all right? Just send it to me on Slack. Alec's going to do the chart for Ethereum for you. Alec does all crypto. He's the crypto legend. Anyway, okay, 3M. 3M had a nice, it's a nicer move up, right? Because it consolidates, retraces back to like demand zones, plays really well off these support and demand zone, demand and supply zones. Sorry guys, right? It plays pretty well off these demand zones, reacts really well off the supply zones, rejects them as well, right? But now we're seeing what? Higher lows, right? So here we made a low in line with our demand zone, right? Then what did we see? Higher low here. Now we kind of just made like a higher low here, and then we made a higher high, but then we reject down. But where do we see a move now? Now we're consolidating above the 200-day moving average. So then we saw another move up, and what do we have? Now, what is our catalyst for getting back above these levels right here? Again, earnings. It's just going to be earnings. What is our target on a bullish scenario? Up here, 180, right? What is our target on a bearish scenario? Either back here or back to the bottom of the range. And you can see swing high to swing low. What was this? If you just played this, right? This move up, where could you have longed? Again, the golden pocket. Golden pocket. Best trade, always, as long as there's confirmation. Okay? Hold on 2 seconds. You want to talk?
Yeah, I'll talk.
All right, so here's Alec's chart for Ethereum, guys. Essentially, we broke out of, what is this, the 4 hour. So, yeah, 4 hour, Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto in general has had a huge move. Alec's going to talk more about it, but we're literally finally making a move back above these daily levels, these 4 hour levels, even the weekly levels. We're going to retest some of these highs. Go ahead, though, yeah.
Yeah, so guys, preface on crypto. I've never been more bullish on crypto than I am right now. Some of the news that came out, Square CEO Jack, is his name Jack?
I don't know. Yeah, Dorsey.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey. He invested $50 million of Square, some of Square's capital into Bitcoin. Then you have the PayPal news, and today actually marked history. On the weekly chart on Bitcoin was the first time that we closed above like $12,000 in almost 3 years. So I've never been more bullish. If you look at the Ethereum chart, I have it very simple. Above that white box or in it, I am very bullish, okay? To me, it looks like we're flagging right now. Dips look like they're being bought up.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to, right, one of the ideas I have here is to long right now and you run a stop to about 382, okay? Not, it's not the best entry. I've been swing long for a while, but you're risking 6% for a possible 20, 30, even bigger move. So I marked out the targets. The yellow lines are my targets. And the last thing I have to say is we haven't even retraced 38.2% of our move that we just made to the upside, which is very, very bullish. Again, I'm long Bitcoin, I'm long Ethereum from a swing. And
his targets. So I'll show you guys what he was talking about here, right? So this is his long position. Basically, your entry would be right around here, like 408, right? His stop is here at 383, right? Which is going to be in line with hopefully where you'd see a bounce on a dip at this high 380s, 390 level, right? So if we did end up going down here, probably would be a bounce opportunity here, or a spot to add a little bit before you get stopped. But basically what he's targeting, of course, is right here, 433, which is in line with what? Our previous rejection that we had a little time getting over there, and it's the negative 236 algo. And then we have 455, and then 483, which is obviously the previous highs, right? So good trade here, good risk to reward on that. Thanks, dude. Holy crap, you guys are doing a lot. All right, we only got we've been doing this an hour. Usually we do like an hour. I'll do it for 5 or 10 more minutes, okay, guys? What's VPOC? This is VPOC. VPOC is the red line here, point of control. It's going to be where the highest number of shares are traded. The indicator on the right is called visible range. It's where the volume of shares are traded at a certain price, okay? So instead of the volume of a day, it's the volume at this price, okay? Thank you guys. Appreciate all the congrats on 1K subs. Wow, you guys there's a lot of messages in here. Jesus.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. What happened to UPS? We went over it. Oh, Fong, what's up, dude? Didn't see you in here. NVIDIA, Fong said. Yeah, so NVIDIA, same thing kind of as AMD. Looks actually a little bit better here because we're kind of at the bounce level of this huge trend line that we've had from like ever recently, from July, right? Good retrace here on NVIDIA. It is a little pricey to play, so be wary. On a good earnings with AMD, you'll probably see a good run up on NVIDIA. AMD also has an event coming this week also besides their earnings, so be on the watch for that, by the way. But again, if you see a break above this level here, right, you can see a move up. And where did we bounce? Again, same thing as we always draw here. Where is this on our swing high to swing low? Probably right at like the 382 or fun, yeah. So right around here as well. So yeah, NVIDIA looks good also. Wait for a bullish close above 550 or so. Okay. Thanks for reviewing Twilio. No problem. AMD, we did able to go back and check, man. 3M, we just did. Have you discussed Fastly? Yes, we did Fastly. You can rewind and find that. What's up with all the pre-am bear saying it's a bad time to be in the market? Well, it is a bad time to... It's not a bad time to be in the market. You just have to be wary and watch it day to day. It depends. If you're investing for the long term, it's really never a bad day to be in a lot of these stocks, honestly. A lot of these companies have been able to capitalize on coronavirus, change around their models a bit to benefit them in the long run, to be honest. So we'll have to see what happens. But again, I don't know how market makers are going to take the winner of the election. So just, be careful there. Square on the daily. We'll do 3 more, okay, guys, after this. So Square on the daily, we got a nice bounce out of this. We didn't really go all the way down here, right, to 171 or so, and kind of fill this, fill back down to the previous demand zone, right? But we did see a nice pullback and a nice hammer close right at the 20 EMA on the daily. Square will probably see a run up, especially because there are crypto transactions as well. So if you see a move up in crypto, you can probably see a little bit of a move up in Square also, as they do a lot of transactions with crypto as well. But if you are waiting for a deeper pullback, just wait for this 50-day moving average level, 163. Otherwise, look at this 170 for your first ad. Okay. Nothing too much there. Again, though, it has a downtrend here. There's not too much room to the upside. If you break above this 182 level, probably go back to all-time highs. Can someone trade for me? Who's in NYC? Trade, please. Nora Larley. Sorry, Nora. We can't. That comb over. Yeah.
Actually, auto
Shout out J Drip.
Tell her auto trade.
We have an auto trader program, but right now we're not taking some people on. We want to work on an actual algorithm, hopefully soon. But maybe something with common stock after the election. It's just been a choppy market, so we want to wait till after. Beyond. Okay, we'll do Beyond, and then we'll do one more. We did Ethereum. Someone cash at me. Sorry. Maybe if you win. If you win the 1K. I'm just looking at all this stuff. You guys did a lot of companies. Yeah, we'll do this. We already did Moderna. We did eBay. We did Intel. We did AMD. We did Square. We did crypto kind of a little bit. Alec talked on it. I'll do this and I'll do Roku. All right, Beyond Meat. Perfect time to buy, roughly right around this zone. We got to bounce right out of our previous resistance. Same thing, right? But we want to see confirmation because what do we have here? A pretty strong downtrend, right? So we don't want to get caught. If you're going to play it, definitely take profits around here because what can happen? It can reject back down, right? So we don't want to see some type of dump there. So what can we do on this? We could probably play breakout, trim here. Either it'll break out to the upside, we'll get a move back to this level, or maybe we'll see something like this, right? Consolidation to move up, okay? Otherwise, we see more downside from here back to 162. 162. Otherwise, yeah, pretty much 162, 158, somewhere in this zone maybe, or something like that, right? So that's what I see there. What did I say we're doing? I don't even remember. Roku. Okay, Roku and Amazon. Is this porn music? Oh my god. Nah, this is lo-fi. I mean, this is just like chill music. I always put this on. This is just like charting music. We can only use instrumentals anyway, so I don't know, something easy. Anyway, Roku. So here's our downtrend on Roku, right? So far, we are holding these lows that we had from our gap up. We can see a move back to the highs on Roku. But take a look at Netflix. Usually it trends with Netflix. Netflix had a shit earnings, right? So we saw Roku kind of actually hold this level, which is good because usually Roku dumps with Netflix. So being that it did hold, if you see a move up in Netflix, I will expect a move up breakout here to the all-time highs again on Roku. A lot of people have bought Roku, but Roku's not something that goes away with COVID, right? People buy it and they're going to keep it and they're going to keep using it. I mean, everybody watches TV. People are going to be buying different programs on the Roku channel or shows, whatever the case may be, or apps. So you're always going to see that, right? But if you see a move back down on Roku, where would you look to buy? Probably if you saw something like this and then a retest here, something like this. If it keeps rejecting here, I wouldn't look to buy Roku if it breaks down at least until you get, I don't really know, to be honest, somewhere around this level here. If it retests down here, like 190s, 194. But I think it'll hold. I'm not bearish on Roku. I'm not exactly bullish either. I'd say I'm neutrally bullish, I guess, around this level. Nice little hammer here, but there's no volume, guys. There's nothing going on. So we'll see what happens, okay? And that's it. We'll do Amazon. I like Amazon too, okay? That's the last one. For real, last one. Amazon, I already have the fib pull from this highs to the lows. We're holding the 50% retracement, which makes sense. Why? This was our previous resistance area where we chopped around for a bit as well. The bad thing, though, about Amazon is what? We broke this trend line, right? That was holding us up. So until we break back above now this downtrend, right? Something like this, which is what we have here, right? I wouldn't be bullish on Amazon, but it's probably going to do what? Just chop around here. Like this, something like this. I don't know. Well, that's way too long. It's going to chop around. Let's use the hourly. It's going to chop around, excuse me, here this week until we get a move on earnings. Earnings are on Thursday after the close. All right, that's it, guys. So I hope you liked the stream. I hope it helped you guys learn how I pick plays out, how to analyze some of the charts, check out our other videos. It'll definitely help you guys out. And let me know in the chat how you guys like this, all right? Tag us, tag me, like, comment, subscribe. If you are subscribed, there's going to be a $1,000 giveaway because we hit 1K subs, okay? So we will be posting that this week. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys learned a lot. Have a great rest of your Sunday night, and let's kill it tomorrow at Market Open. All right, guys?